So I'm here at Jay's invitation today to tell you a little bit about an initiative we've been running for a couple of years and some of the results that we've been seeing as a result. So hands up if you've had to manage tens of thousands of data points that are all interrelated and hundreds of thousands of documents using Excel as your tool. Lots of heads of study startup here in the room. So that's where we were when we started. At any point in time, ICON is starting up over 6,000 clinical sites, managing up to 200,000 independent and associated documents, including all the versions and multiple translations required. And we also maintain the regulatory integrity of 15,000 sites in maintenance. When I took over the group, the team were trying to manage this enormous amount of information using Excel spreadsheets and Access databases. And even within that environment, we had insufficient levels of specificity to actually know what was the status of any particular document or any particular cycle time or any particular deliverable. But more importantly, we were slow in startup and we were delaying the activation of sites, which had a consequence that it was taking longer for us to make those sites available and get patients onto clinical trials and availing of new medicines. So 3 years ago, we embarked upon a journey. We focused on 3 key areas, looking at how we were structured and the alignment of that structure, looking at our processes, and then lastly, we did look at technology, but it took about 1.5 years before we got to the technology aspects. We didn't just look at Gabalto, we looked market-wide. In fact, we were piloting with another organization beforehand, but then we just did a real market-wide research and determined, after doing some pilots with Gabalto, that Activate was the solution for us. As most of you know, Activate is a workflow-based system. It provides country-specific workflows and all the associated documents, and it enables the users to see what task they need to do next in order to activate a site. This was a really good fit for us. Since the start of 2015, we've used it on all new clinical trials. We have either activated or are activating 12,000 sites through it. That's kind of our total data set at the moment, so it's quite a substantial data set. And that's across 170 trials. In the start of this year, we then started implementing the Analyse module, which is another Gabalto product, really to give us real-time transparency around what was happening with our clinical trials. Within Activate and Analyse, what we're able to do at the moment is provide dynamic, and I could say near real-time support reports, because the near real-time means there's a lag of about an hour between an activity happening and it appearing in a report. So it's as close as real-time as we want to get. And we've integrated the interface between our CTMS, ICOTrial, and our ETMF, ICOMaster as well, to really facilitate data moving in and out of our systems. So, as a result of kind of a continuous improvement exercise, we've started to see the needle move on a number of key performance indicators. We're very keen to benchmark ourselves, so we use the KMR benchmark data. And over the last 6 months, we've seen that we've been moving the needle on the final approved protocol to first SIV metric, and we're now 17% faster than the industry median. Of course, any of you who know my COO knows that's not good enough, so we will be striving for yet greater improvements. We've also been looking at the PSV to SIV cycle time. Now, we very much focus on the top 10 countries because 70% of our sites come from 10 countries. We've been measuring this data over a 14-month period, and month on month, we're seeing that the median cycle time between the sites that we manage in Activate versus sites we manage outside of the system, we're seeing a 35% reduction in cycle time. Because we're faster at startup, we're also getting more predictable in terms of delivery. So in terms of contractual delivery of the first patient randomized milestone, we're now seeing that about 90% of our trials are meeting that milestone. We also have seen improvements in quality with the documents that are maintained and managed through Activate, having a 10% higher pass rate when we get to critical document pack review. And we're looking to really try and drive the needle further in terms of getting access to sites quicker for patients. So just to reiterate, ICON maintains committed to activating sites faster and providing access to clinical trials in a more speedy timeframe for our patients. So thank you very much.
Gobalto, accelerating clinical trials.